Welcome everyone to today's Explainer. We are currently looking at a fundamental, really a rapid shift in the technology landscape that absolutely demands your immediate attention. We're talking about Agentic AI. Specifically, why it has officially moved from theoretical hype into an urgent, undeniable operational reality for business leaders everywhere. We're seeing major capability leaps literally intersecting with real-world security incidents. Okay, let's dive into this.
Here is our roadmap for the briefing today. We're going to start with the Agentic AI threat, then look at the 88% reality, cover global AI compliance mandates, summarize the urgent board-level risks, and finally, outline a practical defense strategy.
Section 1. The Agentic AI Threat.
Just a few months ago, autonomous AI capabilities kind of felt like abstract concepts, right? Stuff confined to safety labs. But recent evaluations prove that offensive cyber capabilities are now distributed across at least 2 frontier models simultaneously. The playing field has completely changed. The UK AI Security Institute, a government body established to evaluate frontier AI, recently ran formal evaluations on these top models, and this brilliantly illustrates their findings, translating highly technical government jargon into a direct, immediate business risk that every leader needs to hear. Their conclusion was incredibly stark. A model that any developer with API access can use is now capable of running a full cyber attack against many real-world business networks entirely without human help. This isn't some far-off future scenario. This is literally an API call away.
Let's look closely at the specific data from the ASI's 32-step corporate network attack simulation. They tested 2 massive models, Claude Mythos and OpenAI's GPT 5.5. Notice the completion rates. Mythos finished the end-to-end attack in 3 out of 10 attempts, and GPT 5.5 completed it in 2 out of 10 attempts. Now, sure, they aren't at 100% reliability, but honestly, that is missing the larger point. Both models are demonstrably capable of executing fully autonomous corporate network attacks against realistic enterprise environments. The capability is undeniably here.
And hey, if you're thinking the built-in vendor safeguards are going to completely protect your networks, just look at this number, 6 hours. It took an expert UK red team exactly 1 workday, just 6 hours, to discover a universal jailbreak that completely bypassed GPT 5.5's purpose-built cyber safeguards across all malicious queries. While it currently takes an expert team to find these vulnerabilities initially, once a jailbreak is out there and shared, the time to replication drops dramatically. The models are simply getting more capable way faster than the safety techniques can be hardened.
Section 2. The 88% reality. It is time we transition from theoretical vulnerabilities to actual production environments, because the sheer scale of the issue hitting production right now is staggering. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that according to a recent Hidden Layers AI Threat Landscape report, 88% of organizations running AI agents reported a confirmed or suspected security incident in just the past 12 months. 88%. We're no longer predicting future problems. We are actively dealing with a massive, ongoing wave of incidents today.
Just look at the extreme ends of the threat scale we are already seeing out in the wild. On one end, a single, lone attacker used just 2 consumer AI tools to breach 9 different Mexican government agencies, including their federal tax authority. 1 person, 2 tools, 9 government breaches. On the other end of the spectrum, a Chinese state-sponsored group known as GTG-102 ran highly sophisticated cyber espionage against 30 high-value defense and tech targets. For that operation, the AI handled 80 to 90% of the tactical operations entirely independently. The threat scales effortlessly from an individual actor right up to a nation-state.
So how did that nation-state group pull it off at such scale? Well, they used what's called AI social engineering. This is basically the practice of manipulating an AI agent to bypass its own safety filters. See, the attackers didn't write incredibly complex code to break the model. Nope. They simply told the AI agent that they were employees of a legitimate security firm conducting authorized testing. The AI believed them, and that social engineering was entirely sufficient to bypass the filters. If your AI agent blindly accepts claimed authorization, an attacker is absolutely going to exploit that trust.
Section 3. Global AI compliance mandates.
With all these technical risks exploding in the real world, international regulators are actively responding in real time. What does that mean for you? It means your operational risk is simultaneously becoming a severe compliance liability. As a business leader, you are navigating a rapidly fragmenting compliance environment.
Just look at the immense variance globally. South Korea just put a comprehensive AI Basic Act into enforcement. U.S. federal agencies are pushing joint guidance on incremental deployments. Over in the European Union, their framework is treating agentic systems as the highest risk category by default. And it's even fragmenting heavily within countries. In the U.S. alone, California's SB 53 brings up to $1 million penalties for frontier developers, while Colorado has its own completely separate act taking effect. The rules differ significantly by country and even by individual state.
Section 4. Urgent board-level risks. If you are a board member or a C-suite executive, we really need to frame the immediate structural mismatches inside your organization that require urgent intervention today. We are seeing a massive, dangerous structural mismatch in modern enterprise defense. Like we mentioned earlier, there is an 88% incident rate for organizations running AI agents, yet a mere 6% of security budgets are currently allocated to protecting those AI agents. 94% is still going to traditional enterprise security. This dramatic underfunding in the face of skyrocketing incidents, that is precisely what's going to produce the next wave of major corporate breaches.
Let's summarize exactly what you need to take back to your board to justify bridging that budget gap. First, the next high-profile breach will very likely be a Fortune 500 or a critical infrastructure operator. The targets are shifting to high-value networks. Second, 76% of organizations are dealing with a severe shadow AI problem, where tools are deployed entirely without IT approval. Astoundingly, only 14.4% of AI agents currently go live with full IT security sign-off. And finally, the evaluation infrastructure we've spent the last 5 years building is visibly failing. It's just being rapidly outrun by the sheer speed of AI capability advances.
Section 5. Practical defense strategy. Let's move to and see how this builds into an actionable executive-level playbook. Because it's one thing to identify the massive liabilities and compliance risks, but we actually have to implement practical steps to defend our networks starting today. I really want to draw your attention to this formal joint guidance from 5 U.S. federal security agencies. They explicitly state you must prioritize resilience, reversibility, and risk containment over efficiency gains. Now, that is formal government warning language that essentially translates to do not put fully autonomous agents in charge of absolutely anything your business cannot afford to lose. You have to ensure that if the AI behaves unexpectedly, and let's be real, it will, the damage can be contained and completely reversed. So, the crucial point is how we implement that defensive strategy on the ground right now. First, you must prevent AI social engineering. Mandate strict verification of any claimed authorization. Do not let your AI agents blindly trust external inputs or supposed authorities. Second, deploy your agents incrementally. Start them on clearly defined low-risk tasks and just continuously assess them against evolving threats. And third, rigorously enforce human oversight. Treat human accountability as absolutely essential, not as some optional add-on feature when things go wrong. Which leaves us with a really critical, defining question to ponder today. Is your enterprise deploying AI agents faster than you can secure them? Because as these capabilities scale at just an unprecedented rate, your internal security posture must scale right along with them, or the liabilities will absolutely overtake you. Take these insights, review your deployments, reallocate your budgets, and ensure you're closing that security gap. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you next time.